last segment. We call this Serious Talk for Serious People. Today the concentration is on the ruling Unity Party. If you've been following the news, and some controversial areas that seems to be popping up in Bapolu, including Bapolu and Bonkante? Yes, Bapolu and Bonkante. Two persons from the party, the Secretary General and the Assistant Secretary General, are here to talk about the Unity Party convention across the country. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mamadi and Solomon. It's a pleasure to be in your company again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, good morning. Happy to be back.
And then Amadina Jaff on this.
Oh yeah, but you know he's a militant man, so that's the outlook sometimes. You know. But it's good to be here, especially to all of our listeners out there.
Wonderful. We'll give you the time to talk about your primary. But are you disturbed by the noise, the wahala generated by your convention?
I don't know what you mean, because firstly let me say that there are 15 counties in the Republic.
The one county that got problem, you
let me just say, no, we are not. Let me just say this. Out of the 15 counties, caucuses were held in all of the counties. 9, we don't have any complaint. We had 3 endorsements, where the local party branches of the party were able to endorse non-partisans as the party, as the individuals they are recommending to the National Executive Committee for possible support from the party. We had 2 complaints, Rivers and Bonkante, 2 formal complaints by 2 of the contestants. And then we have 1 county, Bapolu County, which you just mentioned, where one of the person, Senator Momo withdrew. So in this case, we put Bapolu County in a totally separate category. And then we have the 2 counties that we just mentioned earlier. Investigation processes have commenced. We have 2 separate teams that have been constituted. We have Dr. Charles A. Clark, who is our former national chairman, leading the investigation into the bomb situation. And then we have Rivers County, and today we should be concluding on exactly how the Rivers situation should move on. Monserrado, of course, there are concerns that have been expressed, but that is also being carefully considered.
So there's no investigation for Bapolu County? I want to say there's an investigation also.
We don't have a complaint. I think this is why we say we are putting Bapolu County into a totally different category, because
the main contender has withdrawn.
So you see that is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
We'll talk about the details of that, but I'm interested in Sino County. What's happening with TJ?
Well, we are told that the local party branch met and was able to make some decision. We are hoping that we can get a report. I understand that that has been forwarded to us by email. We hope we can get that information today, and then we'll know exactly what decision.
What have you heard?
No, I don't want to say it because I have not spoken to
okay, this is what I heard. I understand they endorsed the candidacy of Milton TJ.
That's why we are saying that we want to get a report.
And
I don't want to say something to contradict it.
So I want to say what I heard.
Go ahead.
No, but you are from San
He's always interested in China.
I'm always interested in China.
I understand the local party branch there, and I have some problem with that decision, and they have registered that with the party.
No, we haven't received. That's why we're saying we haven't received any report from Sanwe yet. Neither have we received any concern from Sanwe.
So we can't say who is the candidate for Sanwe.
We can't say what the decision actually was yet until we have been able to receive it.
Since Johnson called this network from Sanwe, he said TJ won.
Well,
he was endorsed by the partisan there. But I talked to a lawmaker who said that was not true.
Jackie, the point here is that's not how we operate. And the SGs have said it all. The way we operate is as such that it is the secretariat or the committee responsible to conduct this process that's going to officially inform you who we are going to probably work with or endorse or who came out of the county caucus. That's the point. But again, I know, and no, just send that. I mean, it's necessary that we make a point, and that's the reason why we've sent this information across. County authorities should understand that, look, they are all part of the National Executive Committee and they should know how the procedure has been handled. It is not their prerogative or responsibility to come on air to decide or to give the decision whatever evolved from the county caucus. That is not their responsibility. It is the secretariat or the committee that responsibility to do that. And that's the reason why we have some, I follow your program yesterday and it says controversy, that's some of the reason why you people are interpreting it as such. But if that was left with either the committee or the secretariat, we wouldn't have interpreted it as such.
Okay.
But it's the responsibility of the secretariat and the committee to come out and tell you who has been selected or who have been endorsed.
But
And Mamadi, let me just add to that. For this year, our nomination proceedings are presided over by the vice standard bearer of the party. He hears the entire process, and there's a 9-member committee that has been working under his leadership to ensuring that this happens. Of course, you have the National Executive Committee, which endorses all of the decisions and all of that. And let me just underscore this point, since this is an opportunity we are having for the first time. The local party branches in their respective caucuses have met and made nominations and recommendations which are subject, and I will say it this way emphatically, which are subject to the evaluation, critical evaluation and assessment of the National Executive Committee. The reason being that as we go into a competition, an electoral competition, we as a party cannot afford to submit nomination papers to the National Elections Commission that could be challenged and that could land the party into difficulties. That's why you have the leadership responsibility.
So
and I think
what will you be looking for?
we'll be looking at the individuals and the decisions, the recommendations that have been made, and we'll look at the strategic interests and the best interests of our party.
So the party leadership in Monrovia knows the strategic and best interest more than the local?
No, that's what leadership is about. You provide direction, you provide guidance.
But
Yeah,
leadership
the local branches in their wisdom, giving what they have, the information they had to operate
I
with.
see that a little bit disturbing.
No.
The people,
Maybe you are saying decisions will be changed. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying here that it is the same. Don't forget that in the absence of convention is the National Executive Committee, which is the highest decision-making body. It's the very National Executive Committee which is going to look at all of the issues and be able to say, yeah, this process was conducted in conformity with the system we adopted and with the guidelines and procedures. I think this is critical.
And exactly just to add up, the point here is simple. For example, candidate A probably requested to contest on the Unity Party ticket. But there have been facts that candidate A have been affiliated with other political parties before. You know, that's a violation of our elections law. So it is the Unity Party responsibility now to do due diligence. And this is what we're doing. Because if for any reason we set a particular candidate that at the end of the day, after the Elections Commission have done her work, realize that this person have been affiliated or is a member of another political party, that is the reason for what denial. And that, I mean, you know very well that the Elections Commission has the right to what? Disqualify that candidate. So those are some of the things that we're going to do. Not necessarily like the SG said that we're going, after the decision has been made from the county, we're going to outrightly change the decision. No.
But don't you think the local party leadership should know that the person...
But again, you must understand that the capacity and other things there, they might not be as sophisticated like the national headquarters.
Sure. No, let me just cite one instance. In 2011, district number 8 of Mansourado County, an individual was chosen by the party, by the local party branch, by the delegates to be on our party's ticket for that district in 2011. Over time, after that nomination, the decision had been made. After that, we realized complaints came, and we realized that if the name had been forwarded to the Election Commission, it would have landed the party into difficulties, and it would be just too late to come back, and the party would not have participated in that process. So what was it? What decision was made? The individual concerned was contacted. The national chairman and ourselves, we had a meeting and had a consultation, and we had a reasoning of the mind, and we understood it. So I think what we are saying here, we operate within the limits of the law. And these laws that are governing electoral processes in this country supersede our own internal mechanisms and instruments. So the Unity Party, while we exist, we have our own constitution, but everything we do, our actions, our decisions are subject and subordinate to national instruments. I think this is important since you are a legal man.
Mr. Pay, let me take you back to the Bapulu situation. And with this situation with Gertrude Lamy, what was the decision reached by the National Executive Committee as it relates to the renomination, reapplication, communication from Representative Getro Lamy?
Yeah, thank you very much. I like that question because yesterday there were some what appeared to be contradictory comments, especially from partisan Mrs. Wise and then Representative Duna.
Yeah.
And I like to say to you here sincerely that the version presented by partisan Wise was the exact decision, was the exact resolution of the National Executive Committee. The national chairman, in his wisdom, appealed to the National Executive Committee members assembled on the 19th of June in our last session on this issue, this critical issue of Bakulu, especially with respect to Getro Lamy or application, the resubmission of our application to the party, and requested the National Executive Committee that this matter will be handled by him through consultation. So that's how it will be handled.
Did he say that he was going to come back to you?
No, he didn't. He didn't say that.
So
he didn't say that.
So how was it resolved?
How was it resolved? Well, that's why I think let's stick to the question that was answered and then that was asked. And the question was, I'm coming. What was the position of the National Executive?
The chairman took
go ahead.
possession. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and the national chairman, and this is a decision we are speaking to you here because we are the custodian of the party's records. And like Partisan we said yesterday, we have all records, we have all meanings of our decisions when the deliberations are held by the National Executive Committee. We are saying to you here that the national chairman of the party requested, and it was endorsed by members of the National Executive Committee on that June 19 meeting, that the issue with Getro Lamy will be handled through consultation. I think this is important. That's what we want to understand.
Okay, no, we get that. That is extremely clear.
Sure.
He promised the executive committee that he would handle it
Through consultation.
Now, don't you think the fairest thing to do is to appraise the committee as to the result of his consultation?
Of course, that is his leadership responsibility. That's his obligation. He's entitled to
No,
that.
you're not answering the question. Don't you think that would have been the right thing to do? No,
the point here is, I know.
In your mind, in your reading, was it fair on the part of the committee member that the chairman who was mandated to consult did not come back to the committee?
No, but guess what? What you need to also understand is that the chairman requested them that the matter will be resolved through consultation. I want you to know that. What the resolution is, it is the chairman.
Okay. Will be resolved through consultation.
Through consultation. Okay. It is the chairman who will now report to the National Executive Committee that this
I'm going to give you a typical example that will work, I believe, except you don't want to follow it. We in this room, there is a controversy, and you took up the responsibility to resolve misunderstanding between Solo and Mamadi. Now you go and talk to Solo. Mamadi is saying he doesn't know the result of that outcome. You think that would be fair to me?
No, but the thing is that what I want you to understand is that if I took a responsibility to resolve
misunderstanding between Solo and
and the issue was, let the matter be resolved on the floor. Right now, where we are sitting in this studio, let it be resolved here. And then my appeal was, look, instead of resolving this matter here, let me take the responsibility to resolve it.
Okay.
I will resolve it
based on
through
consultation.
Based on consultation. It is now my responsibility to come back and let you know that. We are not disputing that. But that is the responsibility that only the national chairman can perform.
Okay, so I'm asking you now, you think that was the right thing?
Yes, within the wisdom of the National Executive Committee, that was the right thing. Okay. That's why they authorized the national chairman and consented to his request.
No,
so many. We
agree now that he did not come by to the body. No, that's
we are not convened. Since that time, we are not convened. But let us not forget. Let me come in. Let us not forget that when the National Executive Committee concurred with the chairman's request, the National Executive Committee is also acknowledging and empowering him to handle it within his wisdom.
But
and decisions have been made like that.
This is the troubling thing. The other party to the conflict is not in the know as to the
Which
outcome.
other party?
Mombo?
No, that's not the case. That's not the case. You see, then you stay having under
Okay, now that's not the case.
No, you are not.
So
You are not. I think the other party, if you should consider, will be the National Executive Committee Assembly.
Yeah.
I think that's the way I want
No,
to.
it's a part of it. Because they are members. They are
Some
members
of them more,
of
it's a
the
part of the
NEC.
process.
They are members of the NEC that have called the show. You remember yesterday, Representative.
I think that was a misstep.
Okay, you
That
call
was
it
a
a misstep. We call it information.
That was a mistake.
The information he gave because
It was
it was now against your word.
No, it was wrong. And here we speak with full authority. We speak with full authority that we, as custodian of the record, we are telling you here.
Sincerely,
no uncertain terms.
that the listeners will judge us to.
No, I
Now,
think
come on,
that-
let forget about that one.
No,
Let's move on.
Yeah,
No, because
we can move on.
we're not making progress. You are strong like a religion on your point, so let's just leave it. Not to make you to leave.
It's not a religion.
So no, because it's becoming fanatic. Like you don't want to.
No, it's not fanatical. I think what is happening here is that we have agreed with you. We have said here, in no uncertain terms, that the national chairman took on the responsibility and requested the executive committee, and that was granted.
Okay, so
this is where we should
no problem.
proceed.
Need to talk about Banga. What happened in Bon County?
Well, again, I mean, like the Secretary General said, I mean, Bon County is among the 2 complaints officially that the party is investigating. Well, I mean, the process, like you know, I mean, when we came here, we told you how this process was going to be handled. Again, we had somebody conducting the process, and complaint came out of the process. And like we said, we put in place mechanism to investigate whatever complaint, not necessarily because Mamadi Dakite come up with this complaint and then we just say no, it's not necessary. No, we will make sure that there is a committee set up to investigate and get to know what the real issues
Who is
are.
complaining?
No, one of the candidates have complained.
What did he say?
No, the issue here is that the point here is, Jackie, that you know, I mean, you're a legal man. The fact that this is under investigation, we cannot come
No,
to discuss.
just the facts.
No,
I'm not taking
he have
the rule of
complained.
it.
He have
Okay.
complained. He have complained about the process.
Exactly.
And no, you have complained about the process, how the process was conducted. Some of the actors that participated in the process, probably he had some issues with them.
Okay.
But then it's left with the responsibility of the committee that is investigating this issue to make a determination. Because again, what is the key instrument there? The procedure. There was a procedure designed to conduct the process. Was the procedure followed? Now, then you take into consideration the delegates. Because the issue, one of the issues that he raised had to do with the delegates. All of those who participated were they legitimate delegates. Those are the issues that you're going to look at. So if for any reason those issues are clear, there will be a determination. But the point here is not to come and give you the merits or the demerits of the investigation.
I don't wanna
Again, one of the candidate raised issue. And it's similar to that of River says, people raising issue. Why are we not coming here to tell you that, look, Bon County is, I mean, it's clear, River says it's clear, because we want to make sure that, look, when people raise issue, they've been considered. We will make sure that, look, every partisan or aspirant of the Unity Party that participated in our caucus will have the due process. That's all.
Okay. Nimba County.
Oh yeah, in my country, I mean, the primary was held, and you know that. I mean, Peter Oyato was the one presented. I mean, after the caucus.
I heard some attempt for you to support Senator Johnson.
Well, again, Jakita, you must understand it's a process, and where we are, let me be very clear.
What is the process?
The caucus.
Okay.
We delegated our responsibility to the county leadership. They've made a decision. Again, we're still having conversation, and like the Secretary General said, that's one decision. That recommendation.
Will you subject the decision of the county to your quote-unquote?
Well, again, Jakita is not necessarily. I mean,
I think, Mamadi, you see firstly, let's look at the wisdom of it, the Unity Party. Why did we go to Nimba? Why did we hold caucuses across the country? I think
That's the right thing to do.
That's the right thing to do. And you know, as a political science student, you know that the caucus system, which is basically a party town hall meeting of specified delegates, has been proven and validated to be one of the best systems that can be used to conduct nominations.
Especially in the face of controversy.
Especially in the face of, because here it operates on the principles of consensus, where partisans deliberate, and this is where we have difficulty even with the media people, because some people are not doing research. You can easily Google it. It's a town hall meeting, and here
No, caucus, it's not a bad thing.
it's not a bad thing. But do you know that some of your colleagues in the media are ignorant of that?
No, it's one of the medium
Yeah,
used to
so-
get candidates.
Very good. So what is important is that the party branches across the country were given the opportunity to deliberate and then come up with their own recommendations. They have made their decisions. And what we are saying is because we operate within the limits of the law, we are cautious how we proceed beyond this point.
When you
as a party.
subject the decision of the local...
No, we're not subjected to any whims and caprices.
Okay, hear my question.
We're not subjected to anyone. It's not the views of the party people are not subject to individual sentiment.
Earlier you just indicated that the leadership in Monrovia has the authority to review, scrutinize the decision of the local unity party.
Taking into consideration
Yeah.
the limitations of our party as far as our electoral laws and the constitution of Liberia are concerned.
What is that?
What is that? We have to file nomination papers that will not be protested or challenged.
Okay, so in
Do
this...
you know what it means? You know the nomination process began yesterday.
Yes.
And it will last up to the 24th of this month. While if we file a nomination paper and then later on we realize it will question our judgment as leaders.
Few weeks from now, if I hear that the unity party is supporting Prince Johnson, what would that
A
mean?
few weeks from now. Well, so you are
And
also
let me place it this way. This is what I heard. I understand you...
from whom?
I swear I will not tell you that.
But then why would we discuss that?
Then why should we discuss it?
I want to get
discuss
your
it.
response. That you are thinking about supporting Prince
I'm
Johnson.
thinking about if I had my own way.
I'm talking about the
personally,
unity party.
If I had my own
The
way.
politics within Unity Party will come up with a decision to support Prince Johnson, and that your candidate selected or elected will be asked to cede and his ambition to Senator Johnson.
I wish I knew the source. But what I can say to you as an individual,
I saw you, my
especially as an individual, I have a different way of looking at issues. But yet the party made
State a different way.
That's my viewpoint. The party made a decision. The party people made.
Yeah.
If it were that possible and easy to change decisions within 24 hours after decisions are made, I don't think we would have gone all across this country. I think what is important is that on a serious note, this is a political party.
Okay.
A political party that makes decisions based on its best and strategic interests. This is a political party that has leadership, and the leadership is empowered to guide the political party. This is a political party that is made up of people like Nito said, all concerns that are coming up, whether they are perceived to be right or wrong, or whether they are from opposing sides. Those concerns are very genuine, and it is our responsibility as a party to be able to listen to them. The patience we must exercise to listen to them, and we are not going to hurriedly progress and move into a process where simply because somebody has come out to say, don't forget that this is internal party politics. So of course all party members, especially at the local level, at a different level, they have their individual interests.
I'm
So
sure
somebody-
you have the full listing. You want to go through the list of those reporting out for the various countries? If you have it there with you?
Yes.
I know you know your head.
Yeah, we know of it.
Okay, let's
Yeah, let me begin with Maryland County. The incumbent was re-nominated.
Okay, Balu.
Yeah, Senator Balu was re-nominated. And then in Rio G County, Ambassador Komine Wise was nominated. And in Grand Crew County, the former superintendent was nominated.
Name.
Rosalind Snell. She was nominated. In Margibi County, which you know, Edna Lloyd was nominated. In Lofa County, Francis Kaba was nominated. In Bomi County, of course, following the withdrawal of Senator Lasana, we didn't have a competition again. We didn't have a competition again. So Maurice Etoma was nominated. And then in Cape Mon County, the national chairman was nominated, was endorsed, I will put it that way, nominated. And then right here in Monserrado, even though we are getting some questions that we need to answer, to look into, Ali Sila came up. Where again?
Bapolo County.
Bapolo County, you know the situation, and you are from Bapolo County.
No,
when you-
I'm coming.
No, I'm coming. Very soon you will get the official position of the party on Bapolo County.
Okay, so no official now.
No, not official yet.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
So
very
that's-
soon.
that-
but
that's
don't forget that.
that's
Don't
our
forget that
headline.
the party will participate. No, don't forget that the Unity Party will participate in the
Yeah,
election
who will be at
there
the
and will field a candidate.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
there's no
Unity
candidate
Party-
as of now.
You want me to say yes or no?
No, you,
But we just spoke in clear English.
No candidate as of now.
But we just said that very soon the Unity Party will come up with official position on Bapolo County.
Mr. Secretary General, tell me about the things that are popping up on Mazura County.
The things that are popular.
You just mentioned that. No.
No. We had we had three contenders.
Yeah.
Three contestants, if you want me to use that term.
Yeah.
You have Ali Silla, you have Celia Coffee Brown, and then Henry Dize Yankwe. Three of them competed for the party's nomination. And then Ali, we are told, according to reports we have gathered so far, was nominated by the delegates. Yesterday, we received, the day before yesterday, we received a communication from Celia Coffee Brown, another party, store, hard-working party member, who has expressed concern and complaint about the process. So that's why we are considering that, because the views of our people express even the slightest concern expressed by party members who participate in the competition in our party.
So officially, the Monrovia, the Monrovia County result is on who?
Well, yes, as far as you are a lawyer now, so we have a situation that we don't, because we don't want to proceed, we don't want to ignore concerns and be that insensitive as a political party. So we believe that every party member has his or her right to be listened to.
okay, has Minister Rennie Jackson filed a complaint on the process in Bon County?
Didn't we speak that? We have said,
I think we spoke about the Bong situation.
We said about Bon County and Little said about Riverside and Bong. I think in fact initially those were the two that came up, and I just spoke to you about the Monserrado County because it was an oversight.
So all through this interaction throughout the country, what's the single most disturbing aspect of it that you want to change in the future?
Very good. The single most important aspect of this that we want to, there are two things, I will say it this way. Firstly, the resistance to change. The resistance to change. No, by leaders, by party actors, incumbents, by even those who come forward to compete. The ability, the unwilling, or maybe I will put it this way, the reluctance to embrace. The other aspect of it is that the fact that people go into competition with a single mindset, and that mindset being that I will, I must, I should, I can, and I will win, no matter what. But then what about the other possibility? If I will win, if I have purpose in my mind and I'm putting all of my investments into it, that I will win, and there are other contending parties, there are another possibility that I could lose. And then if this is what makes a political organization, what makes a politician to be mature.
Mr. Payne.
And then you have to make concessions when it becomes necessary. Because the first thing you know that I like to make this point. Because the important thing is that why should I be endorsed and expect my fellow contenders who lose to submit to the outcome and support me eventually, when at the same time I'm resolved not to concede to those who lose in the process? I think this is where our democracy needs to go further. This is where I hope that when we are embarking upon future nomination process, we have to improve upon.
Do you think representation wise in the Liberian Senate in Lofa County the Unity Party perform?
When you say representation wise, you mean the incumbent?
Did you send a better representative to the Senate?
Are you talking about the incumbent?
I'm talking about, I mean, Lofa County. You think the person was there deal with that?
I think the thing is that that's the internal local politics. That's the internal
You know the point
politics. No, I'm coming.
The point I'm driving at,
just to see
No, I'm coming.
I'm driving at a very sticky point.
we will get.
The fact that many of your incumbents have been denied an opportunity to rerun, does that in any way reflect the fact that they did not perform?
Very good.
And by extension, that the Unity Party did not perform?
I'm coming. I like that question. You know the reason? I like it because you understand the language of politics. All politics is local. A very efficient and effective senator or representative who is doing so much in the chambers, who understands the lobbying nature of it, the ability to influence decisions on behalf of his people, has to also be in touch with the people. Now it is the people. There is one thing to be in the national leadership here in Monrovia and performing and being so effective and efficient in the conduct and execution of your responsibilities, but it's a totally different thing what the locals think. Because so all politics is local. And on this basis, if you were to ask us, we'll go right in the chambers of the legislature to evaluate at the national level. But then when it comes to
in the
local,
mind of the UPist in Lofa County, Senator Kupi did not perform.
where we don't know what their own judgment is.
I know from the result that that's the judgment.
Well, we also know that even here at the
Have you
national
had a
level,
very good relationship with the people you sent to parliament as a party?
are we had?
You as a party have a good relationship with
We
the
have
people you
had, we
sent to
have
parliament?
relationship.
To the national legislature?
Now I'm coming. We have had difficulties. They too have had difficulties with
No, that's
us
how
because they are
when they
still
come, we ask them for
I'm coming. Our relationship in terms of coordination has not been entirely very effective, and
Why?
I like to say that.
Why?
In both ways. Some of them claim that the party has not, the leadership of the party has not exerted itself to some extent, and we also think that the coordination, which is a two-way street, has not been forthcoming from their part. And that's why you see most times the executive committee meets, and then these
Mr.
issues
President,
come. I'm coming now.
Let me give you one
don't forget,
startling
I'm
revelation.
coming.
Let me tell you something that I dislike about your party at the national legislature.
Why you dislike?
I see some of your partisans. It's very unusual to me that a member of a ruling party will stand on the floor, criticize his standard bearer. And it's only the Unity Party I see that in. So that to me means that the party is disintegrated somehow. I remember one of your lawmakers openly in parliament on the floor the candidate that he brought to the Liberian people and started using very unacceptable political words on his standard bearer. Speaking about failure, disappointment, outrageous comments. And I want to read that to mean that the Unity Party has crumbled somehow between the party and the lawmakers and the chief executive.
No, I think you have to also.
These are my views now.
I respect your views. That's why we just give our own reaction to it. And I like to say here that we have not understood, and we need to strengthen political parties. You will not see one political party here which has absolute control over its members.
I have never heard any other political party representative in the national legislature criticize.
But Mamadi,
the CDC is there.
But you asked a question. That was a direct point.
Mamadi, you asked a question. I think we do acknowledge that's why I said earlier. I said coordination has been a difficult thing for us. It's been a challenge.
You want to call it disappointment?
I wouldn't say it because I never get disappointed.
No, I mean on the part of those who using the words.
I'm saying we never get
because
disappointed. If I were disappointed, I would not be sitting in studio.
No, you're talking to now.
No, but I'm hearing my capacity.
No, I'm talking about those who made those disappointing comments about this.
But you asked a question. I think if you were to give me a chance, I will respond to that appropriately. Okay. I'm saying to you that is not supposed to be the case.
Okay.
That's not supposed to be the case.
Now that is the case.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. There have been instances where you have the legislative and the executive branches of government. The principle of coordination has not been holistically adhered to. There have been instances where, don't forget our system. When people are elected, even on the party's ticket, when they get into the legislature, they become very independent. And you know that of late, the legislature of this country, especially beginning with the 52nd, has seen the powers that it wields. They have the powers. And sometimes we misuse the power.
Okay.
Sometimes we misuse the power. And then we forget that the intent of this power is to also make sure that the nation functions. Is to make sure also that I have a responsibility.
I agree.
That I have a responsibility as a lawmaker. When you appear, if I am a lawmaker and I appear in the chambers of the legislature, forget about my party persuasion. If I stand there and denigrate in any form, even colleagues within the same branch or in other branches of government, I think this is where that questions the kind of person I am. It has more to do with that than with the political party on whose ticket I was elected. I think it's very important.
Okay, wonderful. I must admit, you are very strong when it comes to answering questions.
Okay.
Please try by all means to convince your listeners.
Let me come in with this question. How does the Union Party feel in terms of the latest resignation of two incumbent senators, Senator Lahad Lassana and Chiroma?
What do you think the Unity Party should do to someone who about 48, 72 hours ahead of a competition withdraws? What should we do?
Okay.
And that there can be no panacea to that.
Okay, Mr. Senator, we have to go. We have less than 10 minutes to go, so let's get into action.
Let me answer the question. Let him complete.
No, but what do you think we can do to somebody who withdraws from a process? And that's what we told you earlier, that in Rivers and in other countries where complaints have been written, those complaints will be listened to. I think this is the beauty.
No regret.
We regret that party members. We regret that people. We regret. No, we regret. We regret. And honestly, he's from Bapolo County. We regret.
I don't know why you consider that.
No, the reason is we regret. We regret that Senator Momo, in whom the party invested so much over the years, and you know it, will at this moment, after all this long period,
and he also invested,
will leave the party. I mean, that's not the issue here. What is important is we regret that. Okay. Party members will leave. I think what we want, what we look forward to is commitment, is loyalty, and even in any institution, I can't imagine any political party that will emerge in this country within which there will not be issues. So I think
thank you, Mito, thank you, Wilma, thank you very much. 077469795. So go ahead, no.
077769793.
Okay, I'll take 3 calls. Let's do this. Good morning. Bring your same with Bangura.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to say a big thank you to the XG and the deputy for their clarification on several issues. I would disagree with him respectfully to the extent that you want to turn some form of disagreement in the Unity Party to mean that the party is not holding together. I think that the Unity Party is not a communist party, it's a democratic party, and dissent are not supposed to be silenced. So whenever there are different opinions in the Unity Party, I think that will help to make the party stronger. Okay. And also, I want to thank the SG for clarifying some of the misleading information that were given by the representative from Nema County, or what else you were doing yesterday about the situation in Bapolo County. So thank you so much for all these Unity Party is a very important party, and we have confidence in that party. Thank you.
Wonderful. 077469795 is the number to call. Good. You have a call? Okay, so go ahead and take this. Good morning.
I'm trying to connect you. Yes, let me go there. Okay. 077769793 is the line to call. Good morning. Good morning.
When
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Valai. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, James Pan. Good morning. Good morning, you live. Including Senator Kupi. Okay.
Okay, so
Thank you,
let me
thank you.
take 2 more calls, then we go for a break. Good morning.
Good morning, Sue. Good morning to the 2 good judges of the great and ever potent elected party, Koti, David Koti. Our party is a mature party and very responsible too. You talk about Labour counting. If the party is going to have Glenn Johnson selected, eventually, I don't know that there's a point, I will be very happy. The point is, we want a winning team. Let me just say that. I give you 2 instances the other day. I hear people talk about the executive committee is meddling into county affairs. The executive committee is the highest decision-making body and they have the right to meddle to see the right thing done. I give you 2 instances the other day. I'm going to give them back to you today and let the public listen carefully. In 2011, in this Robert 2, Maswadi County, there were 2 people on the Unity Party ticket in the primary. Colonel Jimmy Smith and Siku Kane. The party did its own homework and found that Siku Kane had more popularity and he could win. We told Colonel Jimmy Smith, please stand aside and we're slow. We'll give you something better to do. He said, no, I will run. He left the United Party and joined CDC and we did it. In Montgomery County, there were 2 scholars also. Senator Makopo now, who was not senator at the time, and Professor Dawson. Dawson was the treasurer of the party. We said to him, please wait a little bit. You are the treasurer of our party, but in Montgomery, we think that Mr. Makopo can do better. He said, well, he left us again and joined the CDC. We did him.
Okay.
So our party is a Democratic party. And I don't want about to keep with nominated. And those who have resigned, my friend, that ran away from defeat. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you. Let's go back to our guests.
We didn't get anything
Let me just-
any result from Graham Bassett and Green Zita? Why?
No, but again, those were endorsements, and that's the reason why when the Secretary General was talking, he talked about areas where we've endorsed Kennedy.
Oh, who are those who
And
endorse?
no, but I mean, since we're here, we provide the information.
Okay.
Granted, the party have endorsed on Zoe Manuel Pena
Okay.
to go on. I mean, to get the support of the Unity Party. In Grand Bassa also, the caucus have endorsed Senator Bazanga Finley. So again, I mean, the Sino issue, we said it all.
Okay.
That because we don't have the official information, we can't say it. But I mean, you stated it according to you. The chairman of the council called you, but the way how we operate.
You know, my man is concerned.
Yeah, so he's always interested. He's always
Emphasis to always be understandable. But in any case,
2 minutes to
okay, thank you very much. Let me just clarify what Sylvester P. just said. I think it's misleading. In order to rewrite history, the first target you have is to destroy those who broke that history. And we made that history in 2011. The Unity Party was the party that performed the highest Even in the legislative elections of 2011, there's no political party here that did better than we did. So I just wanted to underscore that before it misleads the public. And let me just appreciate this opportunity. And the reason why we are cautious about coming to the media is that we are not accustomed to. And we are not a political party who makes one statement here, the next day we make another statement, after another 2 days we change it. And the way we understand communication is to present the facts to the public. And as you know, the processes that we conducted across this country, 15 counties, there were observers from UN, the international observer. You had the National Elections Commission observers were present, and then you had the media was there, civil society organizations were there. In fact, in some of the instances, you have over 50 observers even in one caucus. So I think it was transparent, and we like to know that our concentration of publicity was on the local population, because after all, what is the relevance of information when you are dealing with River G and you come to Monrovia, you talk in all the radio stations and all the newspapers carry the story, when the people in Fishtown do not even have access to that newspaper. I think this is where this is the strategic way we handle our communication.
Well, I think no, but I thank you again for the opportunity. I mean, some of the concerns. If you look at if you sample the views of the callers, I think there were a lot of commendation, and we appreciate that, Omar. Except the point I just wanted to make with respect to the Maserati, the concern that was raised. Again, the SG was clear when he named counties where we have candidates. But as a responsible political party, when somebody raises concern, you just don't ignore that. That's the reason why he said it. It's not that we're nullifying the results of Montserrat. And I think my friend and brother Valai should understand that. And I know if you were following, you know that we didn't call any results for Bon County, we didn't call for River Cess and also Bapulu, because those areas are areas where we're still trying to make decisions. But for Montserrat, we said it all. The Alisina.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Walmont. Of course, Nito, gentlemen, thanks for coming. This is how we bring down the curtains on this presentation. Inshallah, so now will be on Monday morning. Another thing will drive you through tomorrow. I wish you all the best. Please be good to the motherland.
From yesterday, from last week,
the Sano issue, when you heard that the company, I got a cancer in the celebrated, the man forced. So I don't see how to you. He was.
When you are promoting the Sano celebration, never did that.